Welcome back to the workshop of Howard Piano Industries. Here we're going to bring you another video on piano regulating. Here we've got our grand piano action in front of us, and we're going to be adjusting what's called the hammer blow distance on a grand piano action, which is really one of the first steps of the regulation process, the actual regulation of the action. So basically what the hammer blow distance is, the distance between the top of the hammer when it's at rest and the string. Okay, so this action model that we're looking at, of course here we've got the hammer. This bar up here that's underneath the damper felt is representing what we would think of as the string. So to measure the distance between, or measure the hammer blow distance, you're going to be measuring between the top of the hammer and the bottom of the string. Okay, typically it's going to be around a measurement of between 1 3/4 and 1 7/8 in most cases. Obviously it is, if with everything you want to get to where you want to get it to where the piano plays well, typically, and if for a good starting point, you want to start at about 1 3/4, which is what I have this this particular action set up as right now. So it's 1 3/4 from here up to the bottom of the string. Now to make the adjustment, you're going to turn the capstan down here. Now one thing you want to make sure is this right here is representing the hammer rail, which is the rail that's underneath the hammer shanks. Okay, now this the hammer shanks shouldn't actually rest on the hammer rail cloth. There should be a small gap, and we'll show you how to make the fine adjustment on that in another video. But the first thing is you want to make sure that that's at least lower, that it's not actually pushing up on the hammer shank from when it's at rest. So but to make the adjustment of how high or low this hammer is when it's at rest, is what you're going to turn down here is what the which is what's called the capstan. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn it to the right, or I guess that would be counterclockwise if you want to lower it, or I'm sorry, if you want to raise it. So if we turn it to the right, as you can see, that raises the hammer. So you can see that it's going up. It's further from the hammer rest rail at this point. Okay, but or if you want to make it lower, obviously you turn it to the left as you're facing from the front of the action. Okay, so so basically that's the basics of how to adjust it. And again, this affects it. Well, one thing you want to be aware of is that adjusting the hammer blow distance, and we'll fine-tune this as we get into more details of the actual regulation process. The greater the hammer blow distance is, the less amount of aftertouch that you're going to have, and then the less blow distance, you're going to actually have more aftertouch. So so you want to keep that in mind, and as we get into adjusting let off and aftertouch, or key dip and aftertouch in another video, we're going to fine tune that, and those two things play together very closely. So just so you're aware, but that's the basics of how to adjust the blow distance on a grand piano action. Stay tuned for more of our videos on piano regulating. If you want to see all of our videos, they're at our website, which is howardpianoindustries.com.